The University of Ghana has filed a motion against 8 students who were successful in seeking an interlocutory injunction against the school's management over its new presidential policy. Captured in the suit was filed by the university. The court should set aside an earlier order restraining University of Ghana from going ahead with the implementation of a residential policy decision which affects continuing students of the Commonwealth Hall. The new residential policy was announced on October 26, 2022 and said to be implemented at the resumption of the 2022-2023 academic year, that is January 6, 2023. The suit also requests that the court prohibit the affected parties from entering into or picketing at the Commonwealth Hall of the university or conducting themselves in any manner that breaches the policy of the institution. Now let's get on Zoom and speak with the legal practitioner on this matter. Good afternoon and welcome to Newsbrief, sir. Kindly unmute and let's have this conversation, please. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
Wonderful. What do you make of this suit after the court had injuncted the University of Ghana from pushing through with their new residential policy?
All right. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to your listeners. I think it appears that there's some, perennial housing problems with our public universities, of which the University of Ghana is no exception. And I think it's as a result of this that saw some of these students or make an application for an injunction. And ordinarily, when it comes to application for injunctions, there are certain factors that the court usually considers. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can. Kindly go ahead, please.
Okay. So, when it comes to application for injunctions, there are certain factors that the court considers. Hello. There are certain factors that the court considers before granting, that application. And one fundamental principle is that the court has to ascertain whether the applicant has a legal right at law or equity, which the court ought to protect. Judging by the ruling that was given by the High Court, I think that was the main basis.
So the students have consistently brought this issue up, asking that some of the possibly that some of the authorities own hostels around the campuses, and therefore that is some of the reason why they are pushing for this policy. What do you make of that? Do they have a case?
Yeah, I can understand why the school is pushing for the policy, but as it stands now, you cannot displace these students when they don't have any proper place of accommodation. So if there's an injunction by the court, I think it's only fair that the university abides by it instead of vacating this injunction. And I think there should be a possible defense, at least for the students in this instance.
Does the student have a better chance of winning this suit, considering most of their engagement with the media with regards to why they believe a conventional system should not be changed over time?
Yes, I think at this moment, I'm reliably informed that despite this injunction, the school has still gone ahead to, implement its new residential policy decision. And in my opinion, I think the students or the applicants in this case can cite the school for contempt by, initiating some sort of committal proceedings. And also, I'm aware that the university has also filed a motion to dismiss this injunction. I'm just a little amazed that in the light of a pending order, I do not know or understand why the school would flout this order and go ahead with, this residential policy decision. If you filed a motion, at the very least, they should have waited for the court to, hear them out before, going on with their decision.
From where you sit, what would possibly be their defense should they meet in court?
For the students or for the school?
From the student point of argument.
I think for the student, they can merely just, cite the school for contempt, like I early on mentioned, and then just let the court, decide on the next action.
How about the school, possibly?
I think at this point, the court would have to decide on the next course of action.
Great. We are more grateful for your time, Mr. Pesinonu, for giving us such insight on this developing story. We'll follow subsequently on happenings in the court regards to the University of Ghana student and also the Commonwealth Hall who are currently contending with regards to the new residential policy. Here is where we take a break. We'll come back with more news here on Newsbeat. After this break, stay tuned.